this is Tracy Wagner with Versatile Inspirations, and today we're going to be discussing how to create an atmosphere that welcomes in spirit. It's beginning to be the holiday time, and sometimes that can create a little bit of a sadness, especially when we think about those that we've had to say goodbye to because they've gone back to spirit. They've transitioned from this life back into spirit. But we don't have to say goodbye. They are around us all the time. And if we know how to create an atmosphere that welcomes them in, then you'll be able to feel them around you, especially during the holiday time when you may feel a little sad. So put on a happy face and a brave heart, and we are going to learn how to create an atmosphere for spirit. Wonderful. All right. And like I said, today we're going to be discussing how to create a welcoming atmosphere for spirit. Now, what is spirit? Well, it means consciousness, incorporeal being. That as opposed to matter. So spirit is kind of the opposite of matter. It can also mean like a ghost, a fairy, angels, anything that is in the ethereal realm, the realm that is not the earth or material matter, even though they're in that same plane, that same area, it's a different plane. It's a different dimension altogether. It is energy. It's just energy. Your form before you manifested into a physical body was energy. It was consciousness. It was that energetic divine being that you still are. Spirit is just a different place, a different area, a different time, and just locale. It's an interesting idea because it's almost like you can't put into words what the spirit realm is. It's a feeling. It is a different dimension altogether. And we come from that and we go back into that. So nothing is ever lost. Energy can never be extinguished. It can only be made manifest, and it can just change. So what is atmosphere? So atmosphere is very interesting. It is almost just like a feeling. It is created by an aura. It's the aura of a space. It can be a mood. What kind of mood does it feel like in the space that you're in right now? It's an ambiance. The ambiance, the feeling, the aura, and the mood that is around you, even though you may not realize it right now, you have an atmosphere around you. If you really tune in and really focus, you can feel what kind of atmosphere you're experiencing and you're in at this moment. It's a feeling. It's that feeling that you get. It may not be an internal feeling that you get. It may be that auric or that subconscious feeling that you get. It's like if you get into a room that's been that just had a fight in there, you can feel that energy. That atmosphere is just charged with that feeling. The same that goes with a loving atmosphere. If you walk into an atmosphere or a home that is filled with so much love, you can feel that. It's in the atmosphere. It's in the space that it's in. And it gets that feeling into your auric field, into your energy, and you can feel it. It's palpable. It's spirit. Is there spirit within your atmosphere? That is an interesting, I looked these up in the thesaurus, and it was an interesting also term for atmosphere with spirit. And so just that spirit of the space that you're in or the place that you're in, what is that? That is the atmosphere that is created by wherever you are. So how can you create an atmosphere? There's several ways. Sometimes just by being in a space can create the atmosphere for spirit, for that welcoming feeling for spirit to be with you. If you went with your mom or your dad, or as a family unit, you went to the beach or an amusement park, or you visited a family vacation home during the summer months, just by being in that space, you're going to possibly feel or even just quickly think about those people that are in spirit. Even people that aren't in spirit, it's interesting if you're in a space and you're just doing your thing, all of a sudden somebody pops into your mind. Say the family vacation home for the holiday time. Maybe most of your family shows up, but maybe someone wasn't able to make it this year and you're going about doing your business, and then all of a sudden you think about that person that wasn't able to be there. Just by being in that space and thinking of that person, their spirit is able to be with you at that moment. That's why it's very interesting when people say, my spirit will be there with you. My spirit will be there even though I'm not physically present. And it's true that spirit, just because the person is in physical form, doesn't mean that their spirit isn't able to be in other locations. It most certainly can. It is a separate entity altogether, and you're able to, that person will be there. And the same goes with people that are in the spirit realm that has transitioned into spirit. Just by being in that space and thinking about them, they're able to be there right now. It's wonderful. You don't need anything, just by being in that space, whether it doesn't matter what it is, and you think of that person, they're able to be there right away. Also, if you're wanting to call in people from the spirit realm, such as fairies or unicorns or gnomes, the best way to do that is by thinking of them, but also create a habitat for them, create a space for them, whether that is just a hollowed out tree or a small little house that you can just say, this is for you. That will actually welcome those wonderful spirits into your area, even if it's inside. If you just create a little sanctuary for them, then they can feel welcomed in your space as well. They've got what they need, and they will come and visit, and you'll be amazed at all the fun times that you can have with those kinds of spirits. Lighting a candle. I use lighting a candle all the time. Lighting a candle, incense, anything like that. But candles are magical just because of the flame that is there. It's a wonderful focal point. And not only is that flame just a welcoming bright light, but just being able to focus and think of the person that you're trying to welcome in. It's a wonderful tool to be able to use at any time that you're feeling maybe a little sad or lonely because someone has transitioned back into spirit. Just light a candle and focus on that person, and their spirit will be with you just lickety-split. Just by having a get-together or celebration, when we celebrate, our joy and love and that energy of those just is off the charts. It's a very high vibration, and our energy becomes higher because of it, because we're happy and joyful. And because of that, especially if there's more than a couple people there, that is energetic charging. It's like you can charge up batteries with that palpable feeling. It is very welcoming and warm for spirit, and they're able to, it's like a bright light. just like a bright light, huge light, in fact, and that will actually welcome in spirit, and they will be able to celebrate and witness that celebration as well. Just by being joyful. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. If you can radiate joy, happiness, love, spirit will be with you right away. That light there again is huge. It's the highest energy that there is. And because of that, that is a welcoming beacon just shining its light for all of spirit to see. And then you can just call in the spirit that you want with you, and they can be with you right away. Always remember that even offerings, it's very funny, but I've had so many people tell me that they've sat a glass of whiskey, or they've sat a glass of Long Island iced tea, or anything that someone used to drink all the time. It was every once in a while I get a craving for sweet tea, and that's because my mom would drink it all the time. And every once in a while I'll think about it, and I might pick some up at the store so that I can make it. And when I do that, I can feel her presence with me. And just by having that around, it's very interesting. I love the tool of being able to have offerings, just so that not only is it a visual for you, but it's also something that makes you happy and joyful and reminds you of that person. So it's just like lighting a candle. It's a focal point to be able to think of that person so that they can come into your space and you can feel them. Festivities and celebrations. There again, festivities and celebrations are a fabulous way to bring those departed loved ones back to you just right away. Doesn't matter how many people are present, the more the merrier, and the more people that you have, the more spirit will probably be around you as well, just because it's a beacon. It just shines a light for all to see in the spirit realm. Joy, happiness, and love, those are the highest vibrations, and to be quite honest, in spirit, those are the vibrations of the spirit divine realm, is love, pure, unconditional love. And with that, when you feel those things, you can call in spirit and they will feel welcomed right away. Remember also, thoughts become things. When we think something, a lot of times it will happen depending on how much room you have available. But for spirit, when you think of a person, when you think of that person and you focus on that, they will become they will come into your space. And it's so easy to be able to do, just as such as even angels, fairies, unicorns, departed loved ones, those that are in spirit again, ascended masters, archangels. I mean, the list goes on and on. Anything in the spirit realm, once we think of them, they are brought into our presence, into our reality here on earth. It's just so quick, and they can be in multiple places. So don't ever feel like you can't call on them or talk with them. Anytime, anywhere, you can call on them. Ask and ye shall receive. Always. Just ask for those people, or the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Buddha, anybody. They can come into your space and help you, or just to be with you to help you celebrate. You can call on the fairies and unicorns and leprechauns and just anybody in the spirit realm. You can call on them. Always ask that they be with you, and they will be. It's even if you just think of them, like I said, they'll be there. But when you ask, you're letting them know that you're willing and ready for them to be present with you. And you'll probably feel that warm feeling very quickly afterwards. Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate it. Thank you again, and take care. As always, I'm sending you and yours love, light, and eternal blessings. Bye-bye.